Hi everyone, I'm Vincent. Welcome to Empower Fantastic Life. Find your power, live without limits.
Have you ever looked at someone and just thought, how are they doing all that? It's like they found a cheat code for life, while the rest of us are still reading the instruction manual. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the principles that give them that exact unfair advantage.
Okay, so let's start with a really powerful and maybe a little bit surprising idea. The source we're looking at says that our biggest frustrations, they aren't just random annoyances, they're actually signs. That thing that really truly gets under your skin and makes you angry, that might just be the very problem you were put here to solve. And pouring your energy into that, well, that could be the key to everything.
So where in the world do you start with a transformation that big? Well, it doesn't begin with a flurry of action. It starts with a quiet but massive shift in the way you see the world. So let's dive into step 1.
To really make a change, you have to think differently first. And for this, the source gives us this amazing framework called quadrant thinking. It might look simple, but believe me, it highlights this huge split in how people approach, well, pretty much everything. And understanding it is crucial for what comes next.
Okay, check out this contrast. On the left, you've got the mindset that, let's be honest, most of us are taught. Trade your time for a paycheck. It's all about that immediate reward. But the right quadrant? That's a whole different ballgame. The question isn't, what can I earn today? It's, what can I build today that will pay me for years to come? It's the difference between working in the system and owning the system.
To really hammer this home, the source shares this incredible story. A relative spent almost 3 decades, 27 years, chasing one get-rich-quick scheme after another. He was always stuck in that left quadrant, always looking for the fast payout. And after all that time, he was millions in debt. Meanwhile, the person who spent those same years slowly, patiently building an asset, they ended up with total financial freedom. It just perfectly shows the massive hidden cost of short-term thinking.
Now, beyond just quadrant thinking, there are 2 other pillars for your mindset. First, you've got to build this deep, rock-solid self-confidence that doesn't need anyone else's approval. And second, you have to develop the skill of thinking for yourself, really analyzing things and coming to your own smart conclusions, not just following the crowd.
And look, confidence isn't some magic you're born with. You build it, step by step, like a muscle. It all starts by just collecting small wins. Did you finish a task you've been putting off? Did you speak up in a meeting? Every single one of those little victories is another brick in the foundation of your self-belief. It's proof that you're capable.
All right, so once you've got that mental foundation solid, how do you actually turn it into real-world results? Mindset is great, but it's nothing without action. So let's get into the practical blueprint.
The big idea here is what the source calls compounding yourself. Think of it like compound interest in a bank account, but for your own growth. You need 3 things. First, an investment mindset for everything you do. Second, you gotta find a platform, a system that can do the work even when you're not. And third, you need to ride the big waves, the major trends, instead of trying to swim against them.
Think about what a platform really does for you. Just imagine this. You have partners in America who are getting their day started right as you're going to bed in Asia. Your work, your impact, it literally never stops. That's real leverage. That's how you escape the trap of having only 24 hours in a day.
This quote from the founder of Xiaomi just nails it. Hard work is super important, of course. It'll get you results. But if you want massive, game-changing success, you have to aim that hard work in the same direction that the world is already moving.
So what's the big wave to catch right now? Well, the source points to this huge intersection of 2 powerful forces, a global obsession with health and wellness, and the rise of what you might call light asset businesses, ventures you can start without a ton of cash. That crossroads is creating some incredible opportunities.
Okay, so we have the mindset, we have the action plan. But even with the perfect strategy, a lot of people still fall short. Why is that? It's because they're missing 2 final, absolutely critical pieces that hold the whole thing together.
The first piece is so simple, it's almost deceptive. It's just focus. There's this great old saying, he who watches the wind will not plant. He who looks at the clouds will not reap. It's a beautiful way of saying, hey, stop waiting for perfect conditions and stop getting distracted. Put your head down and do the work.
And the second piece, well, this is the engine. This is what powers the whole machine. Your own internal drive. That's the fire inside that gets you through the tough days, the failures, and all the times when you just don't feel like it.
And let's be really clear about this. Waiting for your boss or a coach or some video to get you pumped up, that's a losing strategy. The people who really achieve incredible things, they generate their own motivation. It's an energy source that comes from within, and it never, ever runs out.
So there we have it.
the whole framework. We've talked about the mindset you need to start with, the blueprint for what to do, and the fuel that keeps it all going. Let's do a quick recap and see how it all clicks together.
And here it is, the whole blueprint laid out. You can really see how every piece connects to the others, right? It all starts with that big mindset shift to building assets, right quadrant thinking. Then, you put that thinking into action with a platform that gives you leverage, making sure you're riding a big trend. And the whole thing is held up by that foundation of confidence, independent thought, intense focus, and that powerful internal drive.
Now, knowing all this is one thing, but doing something with it is everything. So I have a question for you to really think about. If you had to pick just one of these principles to go all in on for the next 30 days, which one do you think would create the absolute biggest breakthrough in your life? You've been listening to Empower Fantastic Life, Jaeger Empowerment Academy. See you next time. Bye-bye.